Hello pessoal, sejam todos muito welcome à nossa aula de hoje. And today we're gonna talk about the solar system. Vou falar inglês durante a aula inteira, mas calma, essa aula é só de nível intermediário ainda. Então, por mais que você não consiga acompanhar tudo, se você estiver lá no iniciante, você ainda vai conseguir acompanhar bastante coisa. E se precisar, ó, vai pausando aí, vai parando um pouquinho, que eu tenho certeza que vai dar tudo certo. Então apertem os cintos que agora a gente vai dar uma volta pelo Sistema Solar e roda a vinheta. And today we're gonna learn some things about the solar system. Look, this is an illustration, of course. It's not a real picture, of course, because there's no such picture like that. But this is an illustration of our solar system and the planets that orbit around the sun, all right? So let's start the class today. Our solar system consists of our star, the sun, and everything that is drawn towards it by gravity. This includes planets like Earth, dwarf planets like Pluto, dozens of moons, and millions of asteroids, comets, and meteoroids. The sun makes up more than 99.85% of the system's total mass, gets its energy from turning hydrogen into helium, which is also one of its main parts. The 8 planets that circle the sun are not the limit of our solar system. It extends farther. The Kuiper Belt is a region of the solar system outside of Neptune's orbit. This is a ring of icy bodies, being most smaller than Pluto, the most well-known Kuiper Belt object. All right, so let's explore this text a little bit, okay? So first, let me take this camera up. Now to the side, to the other side. Now a little down. Okay, perfect. Now, our solar system consists of our star, the sun, okay? Our solar system is formed by our star, the sun, and everything that is drawn towards it by gravity, that is attracted, that is pulled, okay? Towards in direction of it, okay? Towards it, in direction of it. Towards the sun, in direction, okay, of the sun. It's by gravity. This includes planets like Earth, the Earth. Earth is a planet. Dwarf planets, okay? Dwarf planets are smaller planets, okay? They are considered planets, but not planets like official planets. They have sometimes the size, or sometimes they have the orbit, but they don't fulfill other requirements. For example, to be considered a planet, the body needs to have its own orbit, okay, and clean its orbit. It means that it needs to have the capacity of attracting all the bodies in its orbit, okay? And that's not the case of Pluto. So let's see now here. Dozens of moons. Dozens means a lot of 12s, but in reality, actually, it means a lot, okay? A lot. Dozens of moons and millions of asteroids, comets, and meteoroids. All right? The sun makes up more than 99.85% of the system's total mass. It means that in the entire solar system, the sun, the mass of the sun is 99.85 85%. Only the rest to complete 100, which would be 0.15%, is formed by the other bodies, including the planets, all right? The sun also gets its energy, okay? It makes its energy from turning hydrogen into helium. To turn something is to transform. So the sun transforms hydrogen into helium, all right? Which is also one of its main parts. It means that one of the most important components in the sun is helium, all right? The 8 planets that circle the sun are not the limit to our solar system. It means that after the 8 planets, okay, which we're going to learn their names in a few minutes, after the 8 planets, there are other objects, okay, including other dwarf planets, okay, rather than Pluto. It extends farther, more distant. The Kuiper belt is a region of the solar system outside of Neptune's orbit. Neptune is our last planet. There are no other planets in the solar system after Neptune. And we are saying here that there are other objects after Neptune. There is a region after Neptune called the Kuiper belt. Okay, and there are lots of objects in this region. Okay, this is a ring of icy bodies, frozen bodies, very cold, being most smaller than Pluto. Pluto, which used to be a planet and now is considered a dwarf planet, is the most well-known, the most famous, the most popular Kuiper belt object. All right? Let's continue then to our first exercise. What I need you to do here is to pause the video and try to match, okay, all the words to their definitions. Pause the video so you can do the task and then I will correct, okay? Okay, let's correct now. You had time enough time to do the exercise. So the first word, drawn. Repeat with me, drawn. Towards. Tem gente que fala towards, all right? Dwarf planet. Dozens. To make up. To turn. Farther. I see. Okay, now I'm going to read the definitions. I'm sorry about the noise, but there is some work being done in the apartment just downstairs, and I can't do anything about it. I'm really sorry. I hope this is not disturbing you, okay? So, a body similar to a planet, but not large enough to be a planet. Letter C, dwarf planet. A lot. Letter D, dozens. To transform. Letter F, to turn. To be attracted by a pulling force. Drawn. Frozen. Icy. More distant. Farther. To form or constitute. To make up. It's one of the meanings of this phrasal verb, all right? in the direction of. Towards. Very good. So now let's continue here, guys. Now I want to show you some of the celestial bodies in our solar system. All right, I'm not going to teach you the name of any of the moons of any of the planets, but we're going to see the name of the planets and the most important dwarf planets in our system. All right, so let's see here. Repeat with me: Mercury, Venus, Earth, pay attention to the position of your tongue. Earth, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, Neptune. These are the planets. Okay, these are the planets. Now let's learn some dwarf planets. Pluto. Can you see the proportion? Pluto is way smaller than the other ones. Even Mercury, which is the smaller one. Here we have Eris. And here we have Ceres. All right, let's continue then. Now let's see some facts about our solar system. The whole of Mars, okay, all Mars, the entirety of Mars, is as cold as the South Pole. It means that the complete planet, okay, the entire planet of Mars is very cold, like our solar South Pole here in Earth, on Earth, right? Saturn's rings are 90% water. It means that 90% of the rings that we see in Saturn are formed of water. Jupiter's largest moon, Ganymede, I don't know if the Ganymede, yes, has a salty ocean that contains more water than on Earth. A day on Venus, okay, is longer than a year. A day takes 243 Earth days to complete, and a year takes 225 Earth days to complete. Mercury takes roughly 3 Earth months to orbit the sun. Okay, it takes around 3 Earth months to complete the orbit around the sun. All right. Okay, guys, now let's learn a little bit about comparative adjectives. It's something that we can use all the time when we're talking about planets. For example, here, I can say that Jupiter is farther from the sun than Venus. All right? Or I can say that Mercury is closer to the sun than Uranus, for example. Okay, so we can make this kind of comparisons about distance, about size. For example, which one is bigger, Jupiter or Earth? Jupiter is bigger than Earth. All right, and also Pluto is smaller than the other planets. That's why it's not considered a planet anymore. One of the reasons, actually, right? So we can make this kind of comparisons all the time. So now I'm going to talk to you about the comparative adjectives. Comparative adjectives are used to compare differences between two objects they modify. Okay, objects, people, animals, right, whatever. Adjectives of one syllable get at the end. For example, tall, taller, tall, taller. All right. When it's a two-syllable adjective, we add other particles. All right. So I want you to pay attention to that. Only one-syllable adjectives will take the er, like tall, taller, big, bigger, large, larger. All right. If the one-syllable adjectives ends in CVC, it means consonant, vowel, and consonant. We double the last letter when the last syllable is the stressed one. We double the last letter and then we add er, like here, big, bigger, with double G. Two-syllable adjectives ended in Y lose the Y and get IER. Okay, so two-syllable adjectives ended in Y, like pretty, prettier. Words of two or more syllables do not change. They are preceded by the word more. So instead of saying taller, comfortabler, we say more comfortable, more beautiful, more intelligent. All right? So I hope you got it. And that's all for today. I loved this episode and I hope to meet you again next week in our next episode, which is going to be about the Milky Way, our galaxy. Okay, so I hope to see you soon. Don't be a stranger. Bye bye.